My goodness, y'all. I don't know what I'm doing. Today's Saturday. Yes, it is. It's 1:44 already. I never can get myself in order till it's lunch or later. That's some balsamic vinegar that I've had, I don't know how many years. And I was trying to clean out that. I don't even know what I'll use that for, but I thought it was a pretty bottle and it's full. It's never had the wax broke off of it. So I thought, well, I better set it out just in case I ever want some balsamic vinegar. I've got balsamic vinegar. Then I went out and picked all these peppers. Now that it's gotten kind of cooler, we got a lot of peppers. What to do with them? I think I'm just going to freeze them whole. I'm going to wash them real good. These I washed, these I haven't. Then put them on a pan and freeze them. I don't. You can only make so much pepper jelly and so much this and so much that. We might make some more pepper jelly. I got the jars out, but then do y'all ever get something in your head you're going to do and then it just peters out? Well, that's the way I do. I peter out because I was going to get in here and be like Aunt Bee or Eddie Mae or Granny or somebody, and I was going to get in here and cook all this. Then the air went out of my sails. But we've got peppers. What are y'all doing today being Saturday? What are y'all doing today? Well, Mother and I are doing absolutely not much. I went out and my big yucca plants, they're seven big flowers, pencil flowers, blooming. You know what I think we're going to do? Y'all remember, I had all that rib meat, got all these potatoes, fingerling potatoes that I had in the ice box. Get the trivet. Put that in here. Not that it's really going to matter, but I don't want them to. I don't want them to set right down on the bottom of that. All right. Now let's just take about a cup of this low sodium chicken broth and go right up to the top of that trivet. Okay. Now that'll be fine there. Now let me get an onion or two onions maybe. Let me get our onions. Cut that off and cut that off. I need to use these too. You know, I buy stuff and then not many people here to eat. I try to cook everything I can, but it's just the way at everybody's house, I guess. I mean, my grandmother, or mother even, wouldn't waste a damn nothing. And I guess that's why I'm so particular about that kind of thing, is because I'm going to cube those up bigger. So I just want to cube them on up. And I'm putting that over that. You can do this with roast. We're going to see about it. I've not used this to do a separate cook. I mean, redo. But we're going to do it today, aren't we? Let's put some yellow squash in that. At least, let's do a, let me rinse this one off. Well, let me see. That neck is getting a little flimsy, so that means it needs to be used when your neck gets flimsy. That's the truth, though. Rinse that off with this. Dip it in that. I'll dip it in that. Get those bad. There's a few little bad places on it, but it's still. You can tell it's still good squash. Yeah, it's good squash. I used to make a really good squash, yellow squash soup with bacon, and it was good. We don't want to do this too big. That'll cook down, or we're hoping it will. If not, we'll go ahead and do this in here for about 15 minutes. And then that'll cook down. We'll put these squash back in the ice box. And that'll cook that down. And I hate not using these. Potatoes. You know, I hate not using those potatoes. I've got my little mandolin thing I could use. I'll just cut them and just chunk them. Might as well. Just chunk those potatoes so that, because this will kind of cook. This will steam them and cook them and pressure cook them, and then when I take it out, then I can put the liquid and all that in that pot and add my, really, I think that will be fine. That'll make a good soup. Look at that baby potato. Potatoes are, I like them. Okay, so there we've got. Billy Jean, you're going to have enough to feed the army if you don't stop. Okay, I'll stop. Alright, now then, let me write this off. We're doing an experiment. Let's just see what it does. How about that? Better, since all those vegetables are up there on top, I'm just going to squirt that good with avocado oil. Then I can put my salt. It'll stick to the vegetables. And the pepper. And the pepper. There, got that. Might take a little bit of onion powder and just kind of do a gingy, messy mess. And I'm wondering, you know, I think what we'll do, let's just cut one of these jalapenos off of there. Got my peppercorn. Let me give it a little peppercorn. Put that. That's a best thing in the world, that peppercorn. I guess I'll do 2. Maybe if I take the seeds out, they won't be too hot. Okay, then again, get that garlic powder up. Get those seeds up, or you'll have them all over your stove like you did that one day. Took me a week to get all them seeds up. But that peppercorn, I'm gonna tell you, that's worth the money. Let me rinse that off. I got my bread, y'all. Those are gonna be hot because I got them in my case and I breathed it. So these are gonna be kind of warm. Let's not overdo it because Mama won't like it. Just put that kind of like that, just for. We could make some jalapeno cornbread if y'all like some. Get those seeds out, cuts down a lot of that. Them are strong. Okay. Well, let's put that in our Instapot. Let me get my cheat sheet just to see if I can figure out how long. I'm just thinking about. I'm just seeing what this says because I've never. Spare ribs. So maybe 15 to 20 minutes, I would think. Then I'll be back. Okay, I decided I'd make some cornbread, so I put 2 cups of cornmeal and I put 1 cup of flour. Mix that around good. We'll do our salt, about a teaspoon and a half. I do about 2 teaspoons after 2 of the salt. Let me see. I got my baking powder. All right, my baking powder. Let's do 4 teaspoons. 1, 2, 3, 4. I put it in different parts of my pan so that I don't not mix it. Cause boy, if you don't mix that, that'll get bitter. So you have to really mix baking powder. I could have used cream of tartar and always ambulance is going everywhere. Guess that's where it is whenever anybody's in. I didn't want to make too big a pan of cornbread. I might chop a little jalapeno in there. Let me see. We'll put just a little bit. Everything today's jalapeno. I know. I tell y'all, Mama don't like it. I'll tell you what I could do. Let me run out to the garden and get one of the unhot jalapenos. Okay, that didn't take me long. I ran out there and I decided, see, they're a little different. These are the ones that's more like they're not a hot pepper. But we'll see. I guess I can, let me take the seeds out of them. Because you don't want, if they are hot, that's what will cause that to. I listed these on there, these peppercorns. I got that big one and then I've got these small ones, and I wouldn't take for them ever. Ever, ever, ever. I'm going to tell you, these are absolute, I don't know how to live without them. I just don't cook with a lot of jalapenos. Bell peppers I do. You want that, we're going to cut that tiny. So it'll just be, there's a few seeds, but it's not going to hurt us. Won't hurt us. You can smell the jalapeno smell, kind of more of a light bell pepper kind of smell, not we're going to go minute, tiny. Have to be careful because you will cut your finger, and I've cut it 1,000,000 times. Especially now with this macular degeneration, I have to be careful because I had a friend of mine that was a cook, chef. He was blind. He was literally blind. But he could feel that knife and he hardly ever cut it. I don't know if he ever cut his finger. What I may do. We got our cornmeal, 2 cups of cornmeal, 1 cup of flour, 2 teaspoons, 1 to 2 teaspoons of salt, jalapeno, let's see, then we put our 4 teaspoons of baking powder in there. Now instead of adding my milk, I'm going to add my eggs, and I'm only going to add 1 egg for right now, instead of 2. Let's kind of mix that right there like that. Just kind of. Now I'm going to take my can of cream style corn. Well, hold on. I can't get that can open to work. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Because I can't see. There we go. That cream style corn's got enough starch and stuff in it. I hadn't made this forever, but we're going to try it again. Put that cream style corn in there. Might have to add your milk, but we got to see. We got to see what we're doing here. Yeah. Let me get that stirred up. And we'll see. I think well, it might be okay, but I think I'm going to go ahead and add my 2 tablespoons. 1, 2 of shortening or That's avocado oil. But that will. That'll bind that with that corn and eggs, so I think we don't need no milk. Well, let's try some. Y'all know we experiment a lot, don't we? But you know that's the way to make things good, is you just have to expound on it. And I think onion is what makes, you know, when we have our big fish fries down on the river, that's what made them so good, was all that onion and the hush puppies. That's what these are kind of like. They'll be little corn fritters. They'll be good with that soup. And it beats having to make a pan of cornbread today. You know, I won't waste that onion. I'm going to turn the grease down just till I get ready. Just till I get ready. I could have got a big pan. I guess I could do that, y'all. Oh, there's our hot pot. I don't think we'll need more than that. Let's see, we probably won't need more than that. I'll just put that onion. I'll chop this pretty fine. Let's get that little bit we don't want to waste, do we? I wish y'all was here, because this is going to be, this cornbread is going to be good. I can tell, but you know, you can tell when something smells good or when you, well, that's quite a bit of onion, but I like onion. We're going to chop that, and chop that, and chop that. I didn't do a live last night because I did the recipe and posted it, and then Mother and I got involved in watching, I think it was the new Matlock show with Kathy Bates. Kathy's such a sweet lady. I've only met her once. No, 2 times. But I'm glad her career, you know, after Misery and all that, she was great. But then I was worried about her career. You know, there's so many people's career, they do so well, then all of a sudden it's just, that's it. So I saw an interview on 60 Minutes a few days ago maybe. Said she didn't know what she's going to do. She might have to give up her home there in LA. But then this break came through for her to star in this Matlock show. And it just turned around overnight, you know, and that's the way, well, that's the way all our lives are, you know, when you have a job and then all of a sudden you think, well, my career is over. Mine is, because, you know, I can't go back, and you have to continue as a designer. But that's fine, because I'm taking care of my mother. And I'm glad she's at 92. She'll be 93 in April. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Let me get a big spoon. We'll use that here in a minute. I'm thinking there's no sense in me cooking in that little old pan. When I could get this one out of the pantry. This is the one I told y'all I don't recommend. They're always rinsing my pans out. I don't know, they're clean, but I just am that way. I rinse them out. And I wipe the back off just like I'm washing. That's okay. Alright, let's transfer this oil. We're going to add more oil. But that's fine. This pan is a better pan to cook with. We'll use this for when we get ready to take them out. Let me put some more oil in that so I can get that up. I've used that avocado blend oil. I bought that at Big Lots for $7.99. Estimated value was $29.99 for that big jug. You can get it at Big Lots, or I did. I don't know if they still have it. But I'm going to go up there and find out because that's been a good oil. I like it. See, I don't like that pan because it got hot, I guess, and it just kind of, I don't like anything better than my iron skillet, but I just cannot use them because of the iron overload in my system. Oh, I miss them. Literally, I miss them. Now, see that baking powder has swole, the cornmeal, all that's just swollen up, gotten fluffy. So sometimes I'll actually just let my batters just kind of sit there and swell up. Now see how that's tilting? I don't like that. There used to be a thing, and I don't have it. Grandmother had 2 or 3 of them you put on your stove, and it kept your pot perfect, because some of the old stoves, I wonder if I could grease something. I'll be right back. Okay, it looks like it's getting hotter now. I went and got off my brown, I buy this brown paper on rolls. It's what I use in my pans. If I don't use coffee filters, then I use this brown paper, and I line my pans that I'm going to drain my stuff on. Okay, let's just take this and lob those in there. One more. Let that fry, just kind of get it up on the edges so like, and I'll flip them here in just a minute. I'll let them fry just a few minutes and then I'll flip them. I'll just kind of get them. Let me get my other. Get another wood spoon. And one to kind of fall apart there. Now then I can kind of mash them, just so they become more of a fritter. Let that cook. Turn it down, I just let it kind of just sit there and cook. And I don't have a lid for that because it's so big, so I just put my baking sheet on top. We had a few packed potatoes left out of that bunch I bought. I've got a few more left. I'll just have to use them or use them, I guess, because I don't like wasting stuff. I really don't. All right, let me get this up. There's no sense in y'all having to watch all this after I get the initial cooking done. I see those are fluffing on up there. That's what you want. They smell so good. They just smell absolutely divine. As I've told y'all, anything like this, if it's not done when I take it out, if I'm in a hurry or something, I'll stick it in the microwave and I'll go ahead and finish cooking the inside. Everybody else don't like that idea too much, anybody that my family. But that's the way I had to do in the restaurants and things, because sometimes we didn't have the convection oven all the time. It'd be full of a turkey or stewed spare ribs or something, and those are cooking on up. That's what we want. We'll be back. I'm going to take that lid off of there. And I'm going to get me another little spoon here. And I'm going to flip them one more time back over. We're going to make sure that they're getting done. See how brown those are getting? You touch them. Now those will go ahead and finish cooking, so let's just take them out on our brown paper. Like that. Okay, we've got those. Now let's put our, yeah. I'll go ahead and get those out. I should have put another brown paper in there, but I didn't. So, be alright. That'll be okay. And in that Pampered Chef dish, I've noticed that when I put hot things like these, it can kind of continues to cook because of it being made out of the clay. So there we've got our. I'm putting this in this oven down here. So, I do not want to knock that and burn myself. That's all I need to be burned because of a hot grease. I don't like using hot grease. I saw a guy one time trying to change hot grease. Well, not change it. He was doing something. He dropped a lead pot, or not a lead pot, a cast iron pot into the fryer by accident. That grease, he was burned from head to toe. And I was very young, and ever since then I just do not like hot grease. To be around it or nothing else. Okay. Let me get my, trying to get a few things. So we might visit a second. What are y'all up to today? being Saturday, you know, I figured y'all would be going out with your family or something like that. And I've just got Mother here, and like I said, I went out and picked the peppers and got some rosemary and brought it in, but I still had that little bit from that. I just love the smell of that. You know, I take that in this old mason jar that I got pink salt in. I haven't this, but I'm going to today. I'm just going to put that down in that pink salt, and that will infuse that with that pink salt and make that kind of a rosemary flavor. Or I'm hoping. I've done it before, but it was a different kind of salt, but that should work. We'll see in about a month, won't we? These things look good. Oh, they tasted good. I better salt a little bit of those that may be too salty, I know y'all. But they didn't a while ago when they tasted, they didn't have too much salt. You can break one off. If y'all were here, I'd give you a bite. They're good. Oh, they're good. Corn fritters. Jalapeno. Corn fritters with corn nuggets in it. Okay, let me get our Instant Pot. We're going to instant release this and see what it does. So y'all hear all that spewing. But I don't want to wait. Mother's not hardly ever hungry. And that's all I do is eat. It had a lot of steam in it, didn't it? I always get back from it. I didn't like the old pressure cookers or the canners, but I still get back because that's what we always had to do. Get back from, you kids get back. Billy Jean, you get back from that pressure cooker. I'm fixing to blow the lid off this house. My friend, she did. She didn't know how to use a pressure cooker and tried to fry that chicken. Colonel Sanders liked chicken in a pressure cooker. It blew a hole through the whole ceiling. Now that wasn't an Instant Pot. That was just a regular pressure cooker in about 1985. I said, boy, that woke you up, didn't it? That night she was having a dinner party and that all happened. I never went back to her house for another meal. Not one meal. I thought, if that gal don't know how to cook in a pressure cooker, I'm not going to eat her food because she might poison me. She was always trying out new fandangle crap, and when that lid went through the sheetrock in the roof, I knew I had been saved by Jesus. Don't go back to her house and don't eat her food because she might cook with some kind of poison or something. Nice lady, nice old gal, but she just couldn't cook very well. I remember she made a chocolate mousse and called me and said, well, now how do I temper the chocolate and how do I do this? I said, well, just, follow your, do your child. You got to do your child's cookbook. Yeah, I got one of those. Okay, you just follow it verbatim. Exactly as she tells you how to make a chocolate mousse, and you can't go wrong. So that was a different dinner party. I went over there and she had these, them old banana split glasses they used to have at the drugstore? Well, she had put that chocolate mousse, had a dollop, a whipped cream on top and a piece of mint leaf and all. It was beautiful. Looked nice. When I took a bite of that, all I could think of was chocolate cement. If it would have been able to eat cement. That was the grittiest. And then you try to be cordial, and everybody that was there, some of them I think they had drank too many martinis, so they just probably asked for seconds. I just had to leave. I thought she'd put mint in that chocolate some way. She'd put mint oil. Well, it made you think that you were probably eating chocolate X-Lax, and it about made me sick. Then this incident with that pressure cooker, I said no more. Every time she invited me, she had a lovely home, well-to-do. She could have hired the best cooks in Texas. I just didn't go back. Every time I was always out of town. Oh, hon, I'm so sorry that date. I'd love to come, but I looked at my calendar and I'll be out of town. God bless her. Rest her soul. She may be still inviting people to dinner. I don't know. I think she's not gone, but well, unless that cooking killed her. Might have been. You know, you just try to be nice about things, and sometimes it's just plumb impossible. I'm not a very good cook. I just do what I want to do, and then if it turns out, and y'all know it, if I say if it turns out, I'll tell you. If it don't turn out, I'll tell you. Well, this, I don't know if it turned out, but we're going to, look at that. That looks pretty good. Let's check our meat bones. I want to check the meat bones. Okay, look at that. Now that's what I call some good looking ribs, potatoes, squash, a little jalapeno. I think this, I'm not going to use a paper plate. I said paper plate yesterday. Mother said, those aren't paper, those are plastic. I said, okay, plastic plate. So, I'll get her Limoges plates. I'll use Limoges today, Haviland. These are the old plates from when the oil boom was in Texas. Okay, let me kind of look through here. Okay, there's some squash. Right there's some squash. And potatoes. Squash and potatoes. And let's, my one little kitty, he's just a meowing. I don't know. I don't usually, let's see here. Let me get some of this. Because I can't sit here and debone this right now. So I'll just do it on the plate because it's too hot. It is just too hot. Look at that roast. You could just cut it with butter. Like butter, I mean. Let me get him out, please. Please be good. I'll be right back just a second. Okay, I don't usually let that one in. I guess Mother let him in another part of the house. Because I thought, I didn't let you in. But that's okay. If that's what Mama wants, that's what Mama gets. Alright, I'm going to get a little butter here. And get her one of these. Here, let me get this softer one. I'll put some of that good old butter on that corn pone cake. That's some good. All that roast, it come on down. It was soft the other day, but I wanted to cook vegetables, and I thought, how can I do that without losing? Let me get a little of that juice. You know, that juice is what makes everything good, is juice. Well, that's a good meal. That'll be about all she'll eat. There's another potato, just in case. Now the vegetables I did salt, but they won't be salty enough, I'm telling you. And I'm just gonna leave the see there. Oh, well, that's a good corn pone. I'll put it in 4 little bites so she can eat it. I got her a glass of iced tea. And let me get her a new cover for her plate. I'll put this new cover on here for her plate. So that's what we're having. We're going to have that reconstituted roast with potatoes, squash, a little jalapeno, onion, some fried cornbread with jalapeno, and a can of whole kernel corn, cream style corn. Then we'll have our roast, and my gosh, you can't ask for a better meal than that. God bless you, God bless us. I don't know if I'll do it live tonight or tomorrow, but y'all just check back. We wish you was here to eat with us. Bye-bye.